And now we're into nuke, ladies and gentlemen. Or sorry, well, we're into train.
Settle down there,
yes,
Mohan.
not nuke.
Map 1 first and foremost. Complexity to take to that CT side. And we'll see if Navi want to waste any time. Seems not. Poison from a distance. And that is massive damage. Already 2 pickups. Perfecto shut down to 16 health, and Electronic gets blindsided. Complexity would be ecstatic to pick up this opening pistol. They will have to be careful of Simple. He's gotten behind them, deep behind them.
They've been really good on these pistols in general. Even yesterday versus Vitality, they won 3 of 4 and ecoed on the second round of one of the other pistols.
They have no idea.
This is going to be some Flusha type flank. Can he do it? He's going to upgrade. Oh, he's going to get the knife out on Poison just to kick things off.
And then all of a sudden the CTs are sent scurrying. They come over here trying to deal with it, but he has already picked up a second. Rush gets back behind the train. Simple offers him his back, and Simple with a burst swaps over. Perfecto, he's down. At least the bomb plant off of it, at least the extra money from the backstab, but oh, what could have been.
Yeah, that could have been the whole round at that point because Simple trades position on the other side of the site. So suddenly, even though they failed to be exact, they're back in the same positions they want to be, plus the 2 kills to couple with that. But they don't pull it off. But as you mentioned, they bring in a lot of money off of that. And you know, because of the plant they were going to think about buying in the first place. Simple $100 off of just buying an op, no armor. He's not going to do that, but he's close. 2 SGs. They've got a bunch of utility to work with.
Yeah,
they've got a pretty sound round here. Perfecto, the only one without armor. He went ahead and dropped the gun. So this is about as healthy as it can possibly be into a second round. Initial nades towards T-Con. A lot of presence from the CTs focusing on that choke point. Ts have spread out in their default. They've got plenty of nades to work with. They can actually make this a much longer round than you'd expect. In fact, it feels like they've already got more grenades than the CTs have left. Config has jocked for his position inside of the T connector. Will be up close against this wall. It's never a surprise to see a player here, so he knows he's going to be cleared, but he obviously has a shadow advantage when they cross his path.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Perfecto's feet have been seen. He doesn't want to stick around too much there. Could have been more than just one player. That is not the case. We've got the double up over here towards Ivy's side. Boomich hoping to connect the Deeg, but there go the smokes of the CTs. They only have flashbangs left.
There's a bit of a silence. It's a very foggy mess here at the top of Ivy, as it has been for the majority of the round so far. Bomb deciding where exactly and dictating the place of entry. Boomich is going to make his way up to the top of Ivy, and now his teammates need to help him out.
Yeah, here come the flashbangs. He's going to turn one player away. Flame able to still get behind Boomich. It's only Flamey who's opened up anything here for Navi. 1 kill, not so bad, but can all be contained by Obo. He's going to get pinched on, and Blame will be blocked off by the fire. So man advantage still for Complexity, but the T's getting ever closer to the site, and with 15 seconds, time becomes an issue. Simple trying to find another quick kill, but Rush beneath him, and Blame the same. Complexity 2-0.
The setup complements those frags, and yeah, that's the only way that happens is if you have a teammate who can cover you from back of the bomb site. That's a nice position for Complexity to be in. They have the MP9s, but they didn't have enough money to upgrade. So now they know they're going to move into another round where Navi don't have much to work with. So they can continue to buy the MP9s for that extra cash and save up a little bit more bank for this round coming up. It's basically all Deagles. There's 2 flashes to work with, so we're probably going to have like a mini op setup round, everyone picking the choke point and seeing if a CT makes a mistake. Ooh. I really want to know how much they've adopted Train. As it was brought up on the desk by Chad, they've only played it twice, and they have won both those games. One of them was versus Gen G. Not the most impressive results, right?
That's a surprising frag. Boomich, not only has he killed Config first and foremost, but then Rush gets screwed over by a smoke. Deep B. Big bad Boomich on this B site. Oh, he's looking for another one. He's drawn over Poison's rotation, so you just know Obo's gonna feel the heat here inside of T-Con. In fact, he's about to find 3 players. Obo only gets the 1. And Boomich, as you saw, still causing a ruckus on that B site. What if Blame flies up this ladder and intercepts the bomb? What if? But it never happens. He hears them cross, and he chooses not to go spiraling upwards. Oh. In fact, Flamey just splatters him. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just Eagles. Again, only the 2 flashes on Sybil. They didn't even have to fall back on the full execute. They all just found kills. Here's the second one. Boomich getting rush on the push, and I guess they were aching to make some kind of aggressive play to make up for that opening kill, but wow, it all falls apart. It's obviously a lot easier once you get the opening.
Of course, and one of the big moments there, we didn't quite catch it, but it was Obo deep T-con. He had 3 Ts move in front of him. He only picks up one of those frags before they all head over to the B site. So we have to give credit to Boomich, 3 Deagle frags.
Now we do look at that round, and Complexity didn't spend a lot of money on every player, so they are able to rebuy. It's a pretty crummy rebuy.
Of course.
Config is here. He's going to hear people falling back. Doesn't know if it's a sound bait, though. Can't really just turn the corner for free. Smart man to just sit and wait patiently. Eagle shot comes out. Perfecto wins the duel, though, most and foremost.
That one draws Blame out of the ladder room. Poison's going to connect a scout shot down deep Ivy. Looked like there may have been a gap in that smoke. 0 B defense from Complexity. They're trying to play timing here, hoping Navi don't just sprint into it. So far, they're getting away with it. Poison doubles back as Obo moves forward. I like that Complexity are staying proactive, but here's more pressure versus Blame. They're gonna jump down. Two players go downwards. Flamey executes his teammate, but they get the job done. Still, that gives the health advantage back over to Complexity, not the gun advantage. Still playing off the back foot, but there's Obo. And he's only gonna take the first. Perfecto clears it, keeps it even, 25 seconds as Poison takes the top rope. And he saw something. He understands what's coming his way. An excellent shot versus Perfecto. Can Simple clutch this? He has that bomb.
The clock bleeds down.
And he sees the scout. He's just gonna eject over to the B site. He could. Nope. Nope. He's gonna take this first frag, the drive-by, and the commit to the plant.
Open plant. He can see the feet. He's gonna shoot him off.
He's off
my
of
God,
it.
Simple. Boarding the plant. He has to go
kill.
down on it. Now it's about to kill. He's gonna land it.
He's
oh my
got
God, Rush goes down. Within time. Rush, if he got away, that was it. There was no way Simple could win it.
He baits them out. Goes for the second plant. Rush thinks he's just going for the money, and then Rush realizes he has made a vital mistake. Can't get back in behind the cover, Mohan.
It's hard to knock Rush for going for the shot. You think he's got to kill him there, right? That's the thing. 15 HP.
Oh,
he
what
needed one more bullet.
What a tease. He just shows him the ankles, draws him in.
It's a nice little dance.
And that's a huge round. Remember what Complexity did just now, and that was invest all they could.
Literally just had to rip his toenail off there. With just one extra bullet. Swings the economy. Instead, we've got this 5v5 post-plant setup outside. So much money here being saved by Navi. They can go ahead and upgrade Mac 10s if they want to, but they now stabilize their economy off of that round.
Curious though, CTs are falling back, and Blame has some sexy USP play. Now he's got a crossfire, but numbers advantage for Navi. Gonna start mowing him down here with the automatic guns, and a final attempt inside of spawn, where Obo at least picks up a second. Could have done more, could have done less. All in all, Navi will take the lead.
Not a terrible state of affairs. Yeah, decent round there for Navi. Poison immediately picks up the op. He wastes absolutely no time when we get back into the freeze time. He doesn't have armor either, so he's clearly talked about this in this previous round. His teammates are going to be quite low on grenades. Well, sorry, they have decent grenades. They don't have to worry too much. It's going to be about him trying to avoid nade damage and find openings at the same time. So I want to keep an eye on Poison, definitely, for starting out this round. How safe is he going to be playing? And is anyone going to give him a fight? Whoa.
Dangerous.
Down the ladder.
But
And a kill. Oh, no. Through the wall. Blame F. Count your blessings. He's going to fall back. 15 HP. And Simple will have to move out of that spot. That's a really big opening to drop. At the same time, you'd still say Navi are in a pretty good spot.
Rush alone for the moment. Doesn't even have anybody in Z until now. Blame starts to come over. Oh, okay.
That's a nade. Yeah, that's one hell of a nade.
Config, greatly done. He slips up the ladder in the midst of that all. I mean, look how many players from Navi were in those box halls, and nobody was watching for that. So I would say Blame lucky to be alive, Config lucky to have a kill.
What are they doing here? They've actually fallen back. They've thrown a fake exec inside. They haven't baited out anything. I guess, yeah, there's not much to bait here, though. Config, last man with anything expensive. He's going to be sitting inside the Z with the AWP for the ladder cross if it's going to rotate back. Pretty good spots here for Complexity. No one's forward aggressive into T-Con. The only thing they have to pick up right now is Ivy, and then they can kind of sit and wait.
But 25 seconds to do so. They are playing with the clock. Oh, wow. Skimmed a second. Electronic down to 5 HP. Excellent op work here from Config thus far. 10 seconds left, and he has scared them away from the commitment. Navi just kind of give away a round.
Almost, yeah. It was weird because they fell silent inside of the brown holes, and then once Config got that kill, were without a plan, decided not to commit to anything. And I feel like they were maybe looking for that inner hit, if not the inner hit into ladder. But it was good, I guess, that... So once Simple gets his kill, once he gets that damage off in ladder, they might be scared to go down because they're going into a place where they know the T's were last spotted.
Sure enough.
They can't just walk into it. But good on Complexity for not failing, or for not falling to that pressure, going back, looking for information, and then figuring out they could actually come up the ladder and get a kill. Crazy play, obviously, for Config.
Definitely the man of the round.
Right.
I mean, not only the ladder play, but then the double damage plus frag on the AWP from Z.
Yeah, I thought the damage would be really meaningful, but yeah, it was great.
It was enough to scare them away. They scurried back into spawn. Gonna have to, off of the pause, calculate what they want to invest, where they put that money.
Yeah, it looks like they do a fair bit of math here. Khalil bought with the... Did he do that math right? Could have definitely got an AK and all his grenades if he wanted to. I don't know if that gun was dropped to him though. So Electronic, the only person I think he might go pick up a gun that's on the floor. Yeah, he's got a pretty good. They've got a pretty good setup, but it's the two ops on the side of Complexity that'll be the most terrifying here for Navi. Very standard setup from the CTs. Forward aggressive control from Electronics. He jumps out into Olaf and prays that the grenades don't come his way, but the carpet fire is there. Lands just before his eyes, and it seems like they're going to try to target and eliminate him if possible. But with all the smokes up, it's a little bit dangerous for them to aggress on his position.
Yeah,
they've done good damage so far, but they might not be able to finish him off too easily.
Both teams just kind of waiting out these smokes here to make another move. Incendiaries did a really good job of slowing down any sort of play and minimizing future impact from Electronic, you'd think. 22 health. But Simple's ready for the peak, and Config gives him the chance. Falls back after a few bullets fly by, but here's substantial damage done as well to Simple. So two of the harder hitters of Navi on shaky legs here in round 7. Still no frags, and Boomich finds timing to get around back into the depths of Ivy, where he catches Poison with a kill and a follow-up. There's Perfecto onto the kill feed as well. Only Oboe to respond at this point,
has to go huge.
There's still a chance. He anticipates the Ivy peek. They delay it. That's enough time for Rush to get onto the kill feed and look for another. Simple's the bomb carrier. Simple's low health. And they have, again, just 25 seconds to play.
He's on full alert. Eyes are peeled here, looking for an option. Spots one, spots two.
Yeah.
Up three, and now the third shoots at him. He'll get that kill as well. Boomich is out.
Oboe back at the bomb site, 10 seconds. They have to sprint forward if they want it, and it's a nice headshot from Rush. Crisp and clean. Flamey, element of surprise. Oboe dies, 4 seconds. He has the plant.
He can put it down.
We're back to the 1v1, and the spam doesn't connect. Rush wastes no time, and Flamey wastes no bullets.
My goodness, first one in the head. Rush is out, one-on-one. Once again, it comes down to the last second plant, and they pull it. They rip it from Complexity's hands. What a crazy round. That was insane, first of all. Let's run this back for a second. Boomich, such a good play here to get the 2 kills. Those are his 2 primary threats. You'd think he'd only go 1 for 1, and that might be good enough. And then Oboe paying on full attention. You could see basically his entire iris. It was dilated to its maximum when he was sitting on the back of the bomb train, looking for where his next target would come, and then he ended up spotting all three and took out a kill.
Wow, it's nearly a 2 versus 5 from Complexity. Flamey has other ideas, keeps Navi in the lead. And that's very well could be a turning point. You see the result of the win, Complexity back onto the Deagles. Limited grenades, this is not the first time we have seen them here.
Just click it. We know that he gives that his best shot every time. We've got the Betway odds flying in, the live odds favoring Navi.
Understandably, off to a flying start here on the T side. Had a couple hiccups, had a couple chances for Complexity to just shut out any early momentum, but Navi don't go down without a fight.
This is the kind of map where the desk analysis has to pretty much zoom in on a couple of these rounds, because they come down to these clutches that are so down to the wire. Clutch statistics here going to really tell the tale. And we're only into round 8. Off to the pistols. Wouldn't put it past either team at this point to be able to swing one of these rounds back. Good shoulder bait from Config.
Understands the limits of his push.
Navi sit and wait. It's really tough to get map control on train. It's expensive nade-wise. It's dangerous. And there's 3 choke points outside to deal with. They'll finally decide to move in. Instantly turn it into a pounce. Electronic goes flying through his smoke. It's going to be heard, but that doesn't matter. Both the first 2 lines of defense at either choke point get taken out without a trade.
Bomb's going to be planted from Boomich. Complexity nowhere to be found, so Navi did a really good job of just spreading entirely across the map, ensuring that Complexity weren't up to any trickery. And then they focused on their goal, hitting that A site and doing it with simultaneous takes of both sides of the site. Didn't cost them a single life until now. Rush is going to have to give chase to the AK once the fruits of his labor, and he will be able to hang on to this. Navi 4 survivors, Complexity 1 gun.
When we look at the interview that we had with Alex, first of all, just want to say, appreciate the delivery of the interview. It was his exact thoughts. It seemed very unfiltered. It was just how he felt. I think one of the things that he implied was that Complexity haven't shown us a sustainable way to win games. We saw that there was a focus on anti-stratting in some of their interviews and talks that, yes, you know, we're not on the radar for a lot of teams, so it's expected that things like this can happen. But one of the strengths, again, and just to point out, with Blame, for example, is that his preparedness seems to shine through in a lot of these matches. So here, we're taking a map that they don't play very much. They're playing it versus a new team, but it's a team with a lot of train data. So I'm really curious, because it seemed like he also knew where the exact veto would go versus Vitality. So even though they've only played 2 maps, how prepared and confident are they on train here versus Navi?
Time will tell.
That's the question I have.
Op scoped up for Poison. Crisp first headshot. Boomich, the first casualty here in round 9. Still plenty of nades, though, for Navi to make him uncomfortable, although it's not like things are any more successful elsewhere. Blame just shut down 1 frag at the top of ladder. That's a great flashbang. Obo's going to go off of it and takes down 2.
It had to be perfect. He had to be perfect. For the amount of bullets wasted in that moment, Obo had time to not only miss some bullets on the first kill, but have time to get the second player. That second player was completely blind. Poison lined that up perfectly.
Really good timing. Maybe that smoke from, I believe, Electronic indicates that Navi were going to start inching closer to it. Maybe they like to go off of a boost, off of a push. But it seemed well read. And more importantly, well executed. Obo wastes no time spraying down those players. And as you saw, Flamey just chucks that AWP out of the map, doesn't want them having the secondary op, doesn't want to help out the economy of Complexity that we know is still in tatters.
And once again, the pendulum swings back this time into Complexity's favor. A really rough couple of rounds for both teams that we can look at so far in this half already. It's been nuts. the kind of situations that we've been put in. Flamey consolation frags, not two. But he gets the one. 4 alive here for Complexity as they start to get back on their feet. They've got a little bit of bank on 4 of their players. They keep good guns. They retained from that last round. They've recovered an AK as well. Good opening here from both Poison and Oboe. Again, Poison showing presence at first at Ivy, then flashing his teammate in through this smoke to get this perfect spray transfer.
Sharp. Navi's still sitting on a 1-round lead, but we do have ourselves a pause.
To be honest, it's not often that you see teams flash through that smoke at the top of Ivy for those trades.
Of course.
You imagine that specific timing is because they know that Navi are throwing that smoke, as a lot of teams do, to the end of Ivy. Well, I don't know, it was like aggressive on one side of the team there. It was like simple, like what's up? And then it was Boomich, like let's party. You know what I mean? It's a little bit weird. It's 2 different environments, all in the same team.
Nice to see Navi's energy just kind of ramping up as this weekend goes on.
True.
Damn, we've had good CS in this group.
Yeah, we have been very blessed, very fortunate.
If this series delivers anything, I just hope it's the closest match as possible.
It seems like it's got the makings of that already. Again, in this half, you're going to look at it, and the only way to really characterize it, summarize it, is going to be by talking about the clutch rounds. The buy is in for Navi, and it's a half buy. It's not great. Some utility to pair with this attack on the outside. And Electronic has made his way past Sandwich. So much territory gained, and now he'll be joined by his teammate Boomich, who's been so good at Ivy as well. He'll open up the round with a kill.
Looked like he was shooting at his teammate. We're trying to spam the smoke. Either way, that's awkward. And it has cost them the A site entirely. Oh man, not even a single kill from Complexity. Last chance would be Poison and Z, and Flamey tries to give chase.
Wow. The whole world knows that it's so difficult to stop outside attacks when there's so much chaos going on, and Navi did a fantastic job of fostering that with all of their grenades.
We need to get Oboe's perspective there.
I think they hit some perfect flashbangs on the players crossing outside. Electronic zoomed all the way into the wrap of back 6 while Boomich made his way up Ivy. Electronic there gives Boomich a lot more confidence because he knows if he goes up, he's got a teammate to trade. We see that Oboe's attention is already caught off a little bit. The back 6 smoke lands on the Ivy side, so it leaves outside open, which I guess allows for a distraction for Oboe to have to focus on.
And I'm 85% sure he was shooting at config. But regardless, we're back in with another round, and that is a sick little flick from Simple. Just a trailer of what is to come, perhaps. Flash for Boomich, nice, gets the one at a distance, deals with Rush then next, and he combines with Perfecto for an excellent split.
Well, you're talking about him, like, Oboe potentially shooting at config. Could have entirely been possible because he was confused, right?
100%.
That's a symptom of the grenades and the speed at which they decided to attack outside.
Especially if someone's calling that Electronic had already, worked his way past Sandwich. Could have been a T coming out from that smoke.
Yeah, rushing outside can be very, it's vital actually to a T side, obviously. And Electronic is the guy.
This is it. Yeah, look.
He sees this.
You see Oboe's line of
Blame
sight.
F here on Sandwich.
Bullets at the back of Blame.
Yeah. Just gets a little bit confused. We don't see what could have been after image flashes that come outside by the T-Con player that sits back and waits. Could have been Simple there.
Thank you, Joey.
There's a number of things that could have happened, but the point is that they have no idea where to look. Right? And if they can kind of bring that out of Complexity over and over again, then they've got a good strat on their hands, and they can change up the way that they attack, but they kind of just want to keep the same speed and some of the same flashbangs. That seems to be working well. Very difficult to hold down all the angles outside versus fast plays if you're not accustomed to it.
I mean, listen, it's intimidating enough to play Navi, let alone when they're throwing flashbangs, smokes, and sprinting at you like a pack of rabid dogs.
A couple of interesting things that have been happening here. One at ladder, this Blame F interaction where he's coming in and out. This has been going 50-50. Sometimes you see CT teams take control of this for an entire half. And then the same thing here with Config, who's been making his way into T-Con very often. If you get into T-Con, you alleviate the need to watch Ivy as much, because now your Ivy player isn't responsible for your outside, your Sandwich player, your E-Box player. So there's a huge amount of information that Config's gained, and a lot of less pressure outside.
Whoa! Another one, 2 immediate headshots coming out of Navi. I mean, the individuals are just on point. And we saw that earlier versus Vitality. We're seeing it again here versus Complexity. This is not the Navi that lost to the Frenchman on the opening day of the group.
So the only thing is, right, they have the control. They have the T-Con control, the ladder room control. So they have fast flanks in position. Config isn't going to turn the corner, so they technically don't have all the information. But they have him in a good enough spot where Obo is a little bit more loose. He can play closer for a close rotate like in Z, or he can just go and overcommit to the B bomb site just in case, because they'll get info very fast if it's going to be outside. But he doesn't make that rotate. Not exactly sure why. Maybe they were about to. But what you can say is that Navi did a good job of being very fast about their attack on the B site as Complexity were working on information elsewhere.
Yep.
And then further, even if Obo was inside of Z in that moment, they get these entries back to back. There's not even a moment here for the rotates to come in. If Obo was to walk through Z in that moment, he probably would have got his face blown off.
Yeah, Boomich. Nice to see him animated.
Yeah.
It's one of those, when he looks sad, it's real sad.
Yeah.
When he's riding highs, he's dancing along. So, see if Complexity can handle another difficult round working with the bare bones. But Rush kicks this off, and Obo, the only weapon for them to play with, he picks one up too. 5 versus 3, awkward spot for Navi, perhaps the config on the retreat. Will not be able to keep his off, and Boomich with some trigger discipline, he's gonna throw himself amidst it all. Takes down Poison, Blame confused, comes to deal with it, and he too dealt with. Boomich. One-man show to bring it back.
That's nuts.
Ooh, and now it starts to crumble. Rush tries his best to get another pistol kill. The P250 does massive damage, but it does still leave Obo.
Power play there by Boomich. 1v3.
Daunting.
Whoa. Moment there where a player with very low HP crosses his path. Obo making his way up for this clutch. He's going to attempt. Very unlikely round here.
If he doesn't wait too long, then Boomich won't come in from behind him, but there's Flamey. Executes him instantly. He's gonna go ahead and focus on ramp, but that opens his flank. And Boomich, he's gonna have to make his way over here. There's no kit for Obo. That makes it so difficult.
Wow.
And sure enough, the flank is what finishes it off.
He has been the playbook creator on how to shoot people on the side of the head, Boomich. He's the kind of player that makes an argument for not really needing aim, right? Here we see him work out of Ivy, get that kill on Obo, working a CT, kill another player backside. On this round, he comes out ladder, stalks his prey, puts a death note here on Blame F, only to kill his teammate. And then Blame F doesn't even realize he's been hunted the entire time, right? He's just waiting for that peek. And then shoots Obo on the side once again. He's been a master in terms of positioning this map.
Complexity felt comfortable until Boomich starts pulling the trigger. So, with no hesitation, he has already thrown himself to the base of the ladder. It's gonna be Config to try and go deal with him here, but ooh, that's awkward. Both players had to snap their crosshairs, and Boomich gets the best of him. Flamey winning a duel in the top of the box halls, pushes Complexity into dire straits yet again. 4 rounds on this CT side and another 3 versus 5.
Yeah, things start to slope even harder into Navi's advantage as they're winning fights simultaneously in different choke points and on an individual basis. Boomich becoming the king of ladder. He's able to come down here whenever he wants and get his kills. Inner push getting shut down at the same time makes this rough. Could have been a 4-4 situation, a total reset, but here you just think Complexity's days are numbered. Rush in sandwich outside alone. They're really hoping that it's inside.
He's got to be careful with his movement. Give up a shoulder, and he could give up a kill, but he skims one off and almost tucks himself back into sandwich. That could have given him a piece of sanctuary to work with, but it's taken away. Just like the other 9 rounds that Navi have already put on the scoreboard, a 10th looking likely. Counter-terrorist with one final attempt after this. Do they play for it? Obo's still gonna keep himself close. There isn't a kit, so again, the defuse is just so unlikely. But another kill could force their hand here. Bomb is only halfway gone. You know they want to. You know they want to
I
at 4-9.
wish they got the kill when they had another person in position.
Right.
But
if Rush was still over somewhere on T-Con and Obo pulls these connector kills, then maybe they go for one of these Hail Marys, but they understand that intelligently they have to let another round slip by. And Navi, more than happy to take it. They'll find themselves on fire as they hit double digits. An immaculate T-side here.
Round this half out now. We are going to go into one more attempt, and I am so curious how this will go because it feels like in these previous rounds, we saw them come close, but Navi edge them out. And then in that last round, it was 2 bits of map control working out for the individuals that were holding onto it. They both get their kills. Like, there's no chance for Complexity. How does this round go? Now that like Complexity know all of their aggressive options, Navi are basically just running at them every single choke point. So what is how good will Complexity look with that knowledge? Unfortunately, Poison has to buy on a budget, only get a scout here. It's not going to be the most fair of duels. We saw him with a scout, though. He made it look like an op. He basically did not miss yesterday.
Man, I feel like Poison's making an argument to be one of the best scout players in the world. That's my 2 cents. Here we go. One last attempt for Complexity. They set it behind the lines that the map veto favored them more so versus Vitality, and this is Navi's map choice. Clearly being outclassed here, but it's not over. Elbow's gonna try desperately to charge down Ivy. So well done. Another double from him off of Poison's flash. And it could be just enough to give a bit more wind in their sails as they are set to start the second half. Rush gonna feel pressured here. He has Poison to try and use that scout to try and chip down their health. A nice clean kill and a second is his. 4 standing, Flamey, 1v5, and a minute for him to try so, but it's done. He is hit from the side by Blame, and Complexity will get that 5th round before we swap.
Both teams look like they were on an even footing. After those few really topsy-turvy rounds, the team that came out ahead starts to build momentum and then starts to win rounds more cleanly. That feels like the state of that first half, but now it's a clean slate as we move into half number 2. Can Complexity come back here on this T side?
Oh, they're going to have themselves that smoke and Molotov for Blame to start. Flamey takes a forward position at the bottom of ladder, and Perfecto, deep B, met by the Glocks. He's gushed instantly, but doesn't fall all the way back into the site. He's just going to play around on the ladder.
They press for control, moving forward now. As it looks like Navi are starting to reel it back a bit, and they start to come sailing over into the site. Now they're down the ramp. Simple will take first contact. Electronic to help him out. And wow, it's a series of frags. These guys are helping each other out.
Oh, man. And it's not going to get any easier. They all start swarming Blame. Oh, they're even trying to go for the knife. Simple. Put it away.
Wow. He already got one in the pistol.
Yeah, man. Like, come on now.
Yeah, 2 in a game. He's feeling it. Everyone's definitely a bit too happy. I think, hey, you can capitalize on that if you're Complexity.
Man, this is not a good look for Complexity. Met by a smoke, 4 guys running through.
What we saw,
they get shoot up and spat out.
It's what we saw in the first round of the game. The same thing happened to Simple, or just to Navi, I should say. And then Simple nearly brought it back with that knife kill on the bomb plant. So, very similar rounds there. Very similar pistols, I should say. Odds heavily favoring Navi here, the Betway odds.
Yeah, not as far away as where Complexity started this weekend.
Yeah.
The start of map 1 versus Astralis, I believe the odds were 1.00 to 26. But there's a little something. Obo, he's gonna connect 1 kill, Perfecto. Burns him though, and ooh, Boomich gonna extend the man advantage back into the favor of Navi here. They'll be working with that Scout and a Deagle. At times, a deadly combination. They're gonna be given some space to work with. Flamey actually peels off of Ivy. Instead, he's gonna play from Old Bomb, and that sure enough gives Rush a chance to go for the plant.
You know, the more space you get, the more scared you get as well. They're wondering where these CTs are hiding out at Poison. He seems to have an idea. Oh my God!
That's what we're talking about.
Every single time,
and
man.
now they can assume that there's nobody else actually back deep, Ivy, and they would be right. So Rush plants the bomb in that direction. Another?
Just stop, man. Just stop. There's 1 player left. Simple. He knows where one was last spotted, and he knows where Poison is.
Yeah. 57 health though, a single scout shot would drop him. I think Rush just spots him. Simple's gonna start working forward. He could still take these separate 1v1s, but Poison takes it away from him and Rush seals the deal. Complexity, 2v3, walk out onto the A site, and it's the double scout headshots from Poison.
He's a real magician with this thing. Like, he knows Flamey's gonna peek that corner, but if he misses a shot, Flamey's never gonna peek again. Boomich as well, he swings on that and misses. Boomich is not gonna give him a second chance at the kill. He has to be 100% accurate first bullet, and he does it a lot.
That's the hardest part, is a lot of players, if they're not familiar with the scout as oppers, it's that extra bit of movement can come back to bite them. You know, the inaccuracy of the bullet can cause a loss, but not him. He has it down to a T. And these Ts have themselves in a 5v3. Didn't cost them any utility really either. Blame flirts with the idea of taking bottom pop, but pops right back up. Oboe chucks the nade down, and Simple evacuates. He's instead gonna go for the T-con push. Poison's making a lot of noise here, and Config's there to trade it.
Yeah, Scout least valuable tag, obviously, besides Oboe. So they won't be too concerned about it. Navi will look for more chances to try to whittle them down, but they're split up right now on sites. And they're pretty much iced out. Cool to see Complexity be able to pull out this round. But now we've got the attention of both of the defense here outside, waiting for this attack to come. Telegraph needs to come out, but one of the opponents is dead. It's just Perfecto sitting alone atop the A site, and from there he does get a kill, goes wide on a CZ spray, tries to readjust for a second, Rush takes him out. Complexity win the round with majority alive. Within four of coming back into this game, and also having had won basically an eco round, which is a nice confidence booster and economy booster.
That's how they killed Vitality yesterday. Even the pistol round they lost, just followed it up with the second. It's something that we have to give props to Complexity for. When they're pulling it off so regularly, it's a very clear example of a team that makes the most even when they're playing with a little.
And we got to talk about this. You know, what do Navi know about Complexity's T-side here on train? What can they expect? How much could they have possibly prepared?
Whoa, Boomich, you're a madman. Oboe's dead! A quick zap. Zeus may be gone, but the electricity still around for Navi. A shocker.
Oh yeah, that was a shocker?
Yeah. Here comes Poison. Flying up the Ivy ladder, looking for another head to take on this A site. They could still easily bounce back from that. Sure, it's a surprising Zeus kill, but that's all they have from Navi. And Simple's nowhere to be found.
He's gonna look through his teammates' notes here. Well, we all died. There was T's everywhere, and that's what Simple learns as well. He'll get killed on the rotate. Complexity inch forward, just versus the USPs. No reason to get too excited. But Cole on the back foot. That's an interesting prospect. I don't think I remember hearing a "Let's Go Cole" chant that was this loud at this tournament so far.
Brewing though.
Yeah,
It's brewing.
you smell that?
Yeah. All right, London, let's turn up the heat here. Last match of the weekend. I like where this is going. Navi, probably not. They're gonna have to buckle down. Bunker down.
What did you say?
I said buckle down.
Buckle down works
Just
too.
like buckle up or bunker down.
Sure. I
Either
like
way.
both. Yeah, well, at least they're strapped up. So now they're going to look for this inside play down the ramp. Pressure here on Perfecto. Fallback grenade. Moves in with the fall. That's not good enough, but Simple tries to help him out. There's a nice scout shot, and a second player spotted, but he can't get the kill.
No, now him and Flamey awkwardly in the same spot. Blame's gonna make the most of this smoke. Still push forward as bomb goes down. Quick little head boost in the depths of CT spawn. Flamey wary of somebody going hyper aggressive, but Blame cools his jets just here within the train. Oh man, they're gone.
Wow, they're thinking about leaving.
That's it.
Yeah, that one kill is
Simple.
all they really needed. Simple's able to stay alive as the second man in the site. gets one shot off, but that's it. Yeah, and this is the same thing that that happened to Complexity when Navi tried a lot of their inner explodes.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see that they have so many similarities on their T side.
Blame knows he's dead. But so be it. They'll take a round for that. No doubt in their minds. I love the tenacity from Complexity on that execute. They got up into the box halls. They saw no resistance. There was no deep B pick. There was nobody at the bottom of the ramp. So they just went for their execute. They played their plan, and it gets them within 2 rounds of tying this up at 11 apiece.
Yeah, I like that characterization that we're looking at this based on they get the information they need to and they don't have any resistance. So why wouldn't they follow through? They do, and it comes easy. So we'll see if they can copy and paste that one more time, at least fundamentally speaking. Nades, reversal just from the T's out onto the bomb train. No one's there to receive them, unfortunately, so that package gets lost. There's one who's pushed inside. That's simple. He's looking for a duel. He is sick of it, allowing the T's to take the tempo. He's the player that does this normally, and he'll go ahead and start off the round hot.
Yep. Bests Oboe quickly. Boomich toying with the idea of throwing himself up the ladder. There wouldn't be anyone there to hold him. Blame trying to fill the gaps that Oboe left by dying. Whoa. Dancing with the devil. Nice dodge by Boomich. Quick on his feet, but there goes Flamey.
Good trade.
Yeah, Config finds it from T-Con. Now suddenly Boomich is in the same position as Blame F. He's got 2 jobs to watch. Top of ladder and T-Con exit.
They don't care about Ivy here. Looks like they're going to move back into the brown halls as Blame F has made a call. I think they're potentially going back into what worked last round. So now, when you look at a 4v4 from the CT perspective, having 2 outside is always scary. If the way that they're positioning right now, they're expecting a B play more than anything, because this is what you consider an overstack. A lot of times Simple's a B by himself. So if it's his call, he's got a good idea of it, that this hit is coming their way, and one of the Complexity players is low.
Ooh, but Perfecto's got it all done. 3 frags off of the M4. They never found a chance to exit. That looked like the pistol, where they were completely shut down. And you saw Blame, he tried to throw that deep smoke for Z to cut off any rotator, but they had already had those 2 players positioned close inner.
And Perfecto was the rotator that came in to help out Simple. Solo on the side originally, but Complexity cutting noise, taking their time, played into Navi's hand. They were able to read the situation perfectly, and he was playing that from he's playing that from Device, or sorry, not Device, from Dennis. This spot just boosted up behind the oil tanker, and it's such a strong position. They didn't even have to go through Simple yet. He's just covering their upper, and he would have obviously looked down if Perfecto ended up dying, and probably would have been able to finish off those kills anyway. So a great setup inside to keep this lead in their favor. 12-9.
Yep.
Move into another full buy. Initial grenades go out.
It's at least a response for Navi. They cut down Complexity before they could find themselves on fire.
What we're seeing right here is obviously just the defaulted bait grenades out. All of the nades that are coming the way of T-Con is because of the first 2 smokes that came their way. Poison, wow, crushed underneath the smoke. Electronic so aware of his presence, and as he backs up, he's able to shoot down the bottom of the totem pole. Poor Config was there just trying to be a support player, and Poison can't even help him trade.
Not only the frag, but look at what HP is left for Poison. Damn, Electronic. Doing what he does. Heavy impact. This is a risky play. Oboe and Blame about to drop onto Boomich just as the Molotov fades, but they get it with negligible damage. They're going to take that any day of the week.
Do they know the reaggression's coming? Electronic, he's been so smart, but now he's dead. 4v3 in favor of Complexity. This round is still on.
Absolutely. 45 seconds. Flamey inside of Sandwich. We have seen Complexity go in these mid-rounds over towards the top of B. Not this time.
Ivy presence. They lurk up. Low grenades. They want to make contact.
They have all 3 entry points of this outer site. Oboe puts down his smoke. That gives him a little bit more room to work with. Blame's going to come join them shortly. Poison susceptible to death as a single shot would take him down, and Flamey looks to make the play. 10 seconds, and they have to go pick up that bomb. Rush, he can't wait any longer. He can waste no time. He's got his paws back on it. Cover being given by Blame. CTs can't rush out. They go for the spam. It's desperate, and it misses the mark.
He actually was taken down to 15 HP. They were so close to taking him out as the bomb went down, so a nice attempt. And I like that Flamey was just out there because of the amount of time left on the clock. 2 critical kills could have made a huge difference. He only grabs the 1. A great round from Complexity. The 2 kills back in response. That's just massive.
The composure from Complexity to best Navi in this mid-round. To drop just as the Molotov is about to go out. I mean, you could see Boomich caught by that one. And I would say, crucially, Obo's then clean headshot as Electronic tried to walk in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Electronic. I'm just have that play going over and over again in my head on loop because it was so smart. He was so aware of how tall that smoke was, the potential boost that could have happened, and T-Con working his way into it and then crouching to come back out so that he's not spotted. Ingenious. And they still make do with those circumstances. Frustration here from Flamey as Complexity now breached the double digits. 12 to 10. Poison perched up on his same pallet, waiting for anybody to make a mistake. Peeking him from the back of green. That's not going to happen. Tons of nades. Trade places. Simple. Up on Brown. Takes Poison down. And once again cements the 5v4. We've seen that isn't enough, though.
It's nice to watch Complexity work these mid-rounds. See what they've got in store for us this time. Boomich has dodged that frag grenade consistently. Thank goodness he had a smoke. But it does start using up the finite resources that Navi still hold on to. A couple of smokes and an incendiary.
Yeah, the double drop down is nice. It's not always going to work out really well. Complexity only have so many chances here after having lost this kill. Not a great smoke there in T-Con. No one from Complexity to try to get any information off of that. It looks like everyone's starting to peel back over towards Ivy. Electronic at the top of it. This is going to be the man of the hour. Flash to have him cross and clear stuff out. Don't know how many times they can do that, but since he saw nothing, might be a good time for Complexity to pound. Smoke goes out to the right side. Flash comes in to assist, and Electronic capitalizes nicely.
Oh, even goes back in. He is so good at getting those high-pressure frags. When you think you can write him off, he goes in for the re-peek. Ooh, a chance for Blame. 15 seconds. Doesn't want to die after time.
Yeah, I mean, does he even live if he gets out to Ivy at this point, so he's a little bit scared, but he probably doesn't want to be here when the clock passes 0. He'll die and be able to make some money next round, but Navi jock for position once again.
Electronic, he is doing the heavy lifting in some of these rounds. The impactful frags, not the highest quantity. But hot damn, talk about quality.
What you're pointing out here, right? Yeah, it's like he's so good when he doesn't know where the target's going to be, of just being like going directly to the head. Usually using an M4 as well.
I'm still just playing back that Inferno pit play to win versus Astralis when he stands in the fire and dies. Like, he's just not afraid of death. He takes players down with him, and Obo, happy. A smile and shake of the head as he hops down into the bottom of Pop. Drops Electronic.
It alleviates a ton of pressure. They like to move into B fast. We're already got it in okay, so we have Boomich taking over ladder. We've got 2 rotates into inner. Nobody's holding the flank right here. Navi know what's going on.
Numbers from above. Something a little fresh here on this B site. Simple, awkward position, but he takes down Blame. That's the only man to come down ramp. And oh, perfecto again with these M4 kills. So crucial. An op shot missed, but perfecto. He's gonna keep this one rolling. He burns in his own Molotov, and now Poison's gonna swing it back. 1v1. A duel that starts to go down, but both players have a chance to recompose.
Mind games.
Bombs planted, smokes down, Flash could go high. It's his last piece of utility. Flamey zings some bullets through, and he's gonna put some space between the players.
Game of positioning. He's gonna wait, hold the angle, swing on it.
He commits!
Spray goes awry, Flamey takes it, and that's 14.
Navi one step closer to finishing off their map choice. A big 1v1 there on the B site.
Wow, they lock that down, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one, because Poison's in the middle of that initial spray battle, decides to forfeit it himself. Yeah.
I mean, there's even a world where that goes far worse. Oh, not even some, you know, not even a dumb play. It looked like just a late Molotov spread that caught him before he walked back.
It's tough, yeah. You're trying to take an inventory of all of the things that are happening in that moment. And you'd have to be a polymath to be able to sort them out. There's just, there's a huge potential that you could, you know, flub, like shoot your own teammate like Obo did earlier in the game. Oh. Get yourself killed by your own Molotov. That's tough.
We give props to Complexity in the sense that they definitely made the most of this T side, but they knew after the result of the first half, it may have been a short T side. And now with that round and the result, just pistols for Complexity yet again. Their chance is dwindling. Good grenade damage versus Perfecto to start the round, but
I like that.
Wow. What's left of Complexity?
Yeah. Half a body each. That was a really great grenade, though. I like that. As Perfecto was in a spot where he moved right away and still couldn't get away, so that's a decent grenade. Obo was so good to get that ladder kill that previous round. They couldn't convert it. They were a little bit low in terms of their buy in comparison to Navi. But it's been a game of clutches once again. Another 1v1 that just does not go their way.
Not anywhere near a blowout. If you take into consideration some of these rounds and the nature of which they've unfolded. But we're almost out of folds. Wow. Excellent frag grenade. Down goes Rush.
Who's saving grenades this late into the round?
Right? 25 seconds. And Flamey's just going to lock down Ivy. He does give up his back, but he's not going to get peeked until Blame steps in. Just crisp headshots, one after another. Navi dismantling that attempt at a split. Complexity, 5 map points to play.
Yeah, it was a nice try, but they were stumbling through the field as they were trying to make it to the end zone, taking nade damage, taking spam damage.
Stepping on landmines.
Yeah, Navi basically like tagging them like fish, throwing them in the ocean, keeping track of them the entire time. And so there was not much of a way for them to get back into that last attempt here as they finally have a very decent buy. Complexity Poison on the op. Everyone's got good enough grenades. Flash outside initially. No aggression, though. They just, again, they want to bait the grenades back. They do that. That's just something you have to do. They move into Ivy a lot earlier than they normally do. Minute 35, and they're boosting up Poison. What is that grenade? A nice trade, though.
How much more do they want? What are they willing to gamble? What are they willing to lose? Rush removed. The dangerous peek, but there it is. Blame. He's the only player. Oh, and then Obo to both get kills. It has cost them so much HP. But they come out with the numbers. Simple, preemptive spam. Just looking to spray down what's left of Poison. 27 HP.
He got out of hell. This makes it a whole lot harder for Poison now. He can lock down this position, but they have so much freedom of movement. Will Perfecto get caught off guard? Blame F. He has a chance to flank.
Did he hear that?
Shades of Flusha here as we move into CT spawn.
There's a world where he heard that because he keeps checking his flank. And Simple, well, he's checking corners deep here in CT, so he expects this wraparound. I think Blame sprinted a bit too long. And Simple, at this point...
Not in the last round.
Disgusting.
2 knife kills in this match, and we thought it was tense.
But not over. Do not for a moment think this round is over. 25 seconds. They're going to try to split onto this A site. Simple ahead of Poison yet again, cuts down the bomb, and he is looking to lock off map 1. Obo, 1v2. 29 HP. He understands that Simple's near. He gets shot at from behind, and there he goes as Navi finish off map 1 and finally put a loss on Complexity's LAN record.
Just disgusting, and once again, we look at that how early that clutch happened.